All right, I am gonna reincarnate back to level 1. I forgot to mention in the last video, but the epic reincarnation, even though it temporarily sets me back to level 1, it doesn't reduce my plat limit, so I was able to keep my plat limit. But on this one, I will lose it, so you'll see when I reincarnate, I lose this plat, which pretty small amount. I'm not worried about it. I mainly just wanted to show it for this video. Uh, so I am going to talk to the Life Shaper and do a heroic TR. There's two types that will take you from 20 back to 1. Heroic TR or racial reincarnation. And I've decided to do the heroic because the 10 healing amplification is more important to me than the +1 skill point that I would get. So I'm going to go ahead and drag my heroic True Heart of Wood to here. And then it just tells me what my prerequisites and what my benefits are. And I get 10 more healing amp. Uh, Start over at level 1, I get +2 build points. So I'm currently at 32 build points, and now I'll be at 34 build points, which means I'll be able to spread 2 more points around, which is great. And then character respec, which is just sort of inherent in doing this. So I'm going to type in my name and then hit confirm. And usually I would just wait a little bit here. I wouldn't quickly exit out. So there have been some problems on reincarnating, and so taking this slow is the recommendation I received long ago, and I've never had a problem with reincarnating when I do that. The other thing I like to do is exit out all the way. I'm not going to do that here because um, that's interesting. The chat server's been reestablished, so I've had that problem lately with chat. Uh, it being unavailable and then eventually being reestablished. I don't think it's been a big deal, but it's been a recent issue since they did some server upgrades. All right, so I'm going to log out, and again, I just try to do things very slowly, not rush through clicking the buttons. And normally here I would exit the game and come back in, but since I don't have a lot of TR cash, which is a new type of bank I'll show you shortly, and a lot of past lives, I'm going to go ahead and just do it from here because of the way this video software works. So I'm going to click reincarnate, but again, you should first exit the game, come back in before doing this. Type in my character's name, press confirm, and then it lets me start over. So I'm going to start over as a rogue for my first 2 levels, just as I did last life. And for race, I'm going to be human again. And now I have 34 points. The first life we had 28. Then when we earned enough favor, we were eligible for 32-point build. And then now this life I get 2 more. Next life I'll get 36, and then that's where it kind of caps out at, is 36. So it's going to be very similar to last time, except I'm going to put those extra 2 points to strength. So my strength will be 16, my con will be 14, my intelligence will be 14, my wisdom will be 14, and my charisma will be 14. So a pretty balanced kind of stat allocation overall. Effectively dumping dexterity because I'm going to take insightful reflexes, which means my reflex save is based off of intelligence instead of dexterity, which allows me to do this, dump it to 8 for no real penalty. All right, and skill points, I'm going to put 4 to balance. Even though I have my +2 intelligence tome, I don't get any benefit at this level. I'll get it starting at level 2. So this matches perfectly with what's on the forum. And I'm going to take the same feats as before, two-handed fighting, and insightful reflexes. And remember to always take lawful good here because if you don't take it, you can't take paladin levels. It's an absolute requirement that the alignment's lawful good. Fortunately, it defaults to this, so we don't have to worry about making that mistake unless we intentionally change it.
You find yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon
And wait a little while here.
striking your ship come
You'll
flooding
see
back.
it
You're
transferred
awake.
126
Oi,
items
you
to the
ain't undead,
Reincarnation
are you?
cache, which I'll show you shortly. Uh, Switch this to be level 1. We're 0 ranks out of 1120.
Can you move? Can you talk? Speak to me.
And you could run this adventure again, especially if you're new to the game. It's kind of fun to run it again now, but I've run this a lot of times, so I'm just going to skip it and go out. But I encourage you to run it again if you're still kind of just to kind of experience it again for a second time. You still get the reward, and interesting options. There's really nothing here I want. This is kind of an interesting item, Spark of Light. Some people take this because it can be used in a quest
Stepping out of the
in the Vale.
grotto, you find yourself in Korthos village. The Sahuagin have
And
threatened
this
this
gives
place for
you partial
generations.
rank,
Judging from how it looks
so
now,
you still get some
the
experience even though you
Sahuagin
don't
are
run it.
winning. However, some hopeful
So let's
souls
see
still
where I'm
hold
at.
out for help to arrive.
My haggle skill is at a 6, so that should be enough. So I'm going to do that on my way to the bank. I do that every life. And I'm just going to take this and show you. So the first life we had to do normal and hard. And now I could open on hard. I don't have to run normal. So I could go right to hard and then elite. Next life I'll be able to go right to elite. So that disadvantage is very temporary, especially if you're only running one character, which I recommend. Other people might have different opinions on it, but I recommend just running one character with the way the game works and the rewards work in the game. And you can see you'll feel you're moving painfully slow, and you absolutely are. So I'm just going to talk to this guard, do my haggle check, and see if I get any good level 1 items here. That's not bad, fortification, level 1 item. Or deadly 1. I think I'm going to grab these bracers. And then we're going to head to the bank, and I'm just going to show you my TR cache. That's a new thing with Reincarnation. Yeah, you can pick up these bags if you want. I'm going to go ahead and pick them up on the way. One quick thing to note there is if you don't pick these bags up and you have a bag in your inventory, they won't give you they won't give you the bag. So if you don't want the bags, it probably doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick them up. I might end up deleting them. I may actually keep the ingredient bag I get from the 12. But these other smaller bags I'll probably just delete. And you won't be able to get you want to run the tutorial again, but you won't be able to get that till level 2. There's some dancing horses. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen that before, but that's kind of a pretty cool thing. All right, so now when you go to your bank, your character bank is reset back to just one bag until you have to re-earn the other 2 bags every life, and same with your inventory. It's reset from 5 back to 3, and you have to re-earn those extra 2 bags. These 2 inventory bags come really quick, and it'll take a few levels, but you'll eventually get these House Kandar bags back. But now we have this additional bank, which is called the Reincarnation cache. And you don't want to view this as extra storage because when you reincarnate again, you're going to have to put all this stuff back in your inventory before reincarnating. So it's you can see it's a lot of things here. So I could put, for example, I can grab this out, get my cosmetic cloak on right away because it's level 1. Anything else? So I have to do some gear swaps here, which I'm not going to bother with. I am going to delete these bags. I don't really see a need for them because I could always buy more mediums as I need. Now, one thing is interesting here, which I wasn't expecting. My platinum limit is supposedly 1250, but I have 16,000. Uh, and you can see from my screen, I'm still free to play. I haven't made any purchases, so I'm not premium at this point. So I'm really surprised by this. I wonder what happens when I do my daily dice roll. If I get money, it may not add to this. It may say I'm over the limit. But this was not not unexpected to me because the DDO wiki says it would set this back down to 1250, but in fact it didn't set it back down to 1250. So let's see what happens if I try to go to purchase something from the auction house. I wonder if it'll work. Well, I'll check that out later. I don't think that's super important for the video, but I did want to show you this reincarnation cache. The important thing to remember here is that once you pull out, you can't put an item back in. There are some exceptions to that. So, for example, if I have something that stacks, I could actually add stuff to it, to the stack that's there, but it won't create a new stack. But for the most part, when you pull things out, you can't pull them back in. And you have to empty this before you could reincarnate again. So it creates a little bit of problem. If people fill up their inventory, leave all the stuff here, then it ends up filling up you end up with too much stuff and you have to delete or move stuff over. So try to move stuff out of your reincarnation cache as soon as you can, just so you have a realistic inventory when you get to 30 and you're not struggling with too many things to get rid of. And that is it. So I am back at level 1. I'm going to run this life effectively same plan as before. The only change is going to be that I'm going to do the sovereign host deity this life, so that I get the unyielding sovereignty clicky, which will help me against plague reapers, which was my major nemesis last life.